Alan Forrest Smith here, orangebeetle.com, the accidental copywriter. So what does that mean? Well, look, before I tell you everything, or most of what I could tell you right now, you should know that most of what I'm about to say is also on the page below. So you're either a video type of guy who likes to sit and have a coffee, or woman, sit and have a coffee and watch the video and take in the details, or you like to sit and read. That's entirely up to you. Or you can do what I usually do, which is watch the video, then read the page. So I'm sorry if you can hear the builders. We have builders outside on the street outside the office. So welcome to my office, welcome to my workspace. This is just a place I come to work, sometimes every day, sometimes I don't come at all. It depends where we're living, as I also live in the Republic of Georgia as well. Years and years and years ago, I used to be a hairdresser. Now, I'd been a hairdresser for over 20 years. I started hairdressing when I was around 20, trained for a couple of years, eventually got my own salons, and my own salons actually led me to become a copywriter. And it went like this. One day when I was in the salon, I was cutting a guy's hair named Richard. Now, Richard raised the question with me and he said, "Alan, who is it that sends out these direct mail, these letters to my home on a regular basis?" And I said, "Well, it's actually me that writes them and puts them in the post." Because at this time I was doing roughly anything between 500 and 2,000 pieces of direct mail, as we call it today, or letters into the mailbox or into the post every single week. So he asked the question, he said, "Could you do that for my business?" And I thought, well, maybe. I mean, I'd never written anything for anyone before. I'd never thought about writing. I'd never thought about the word copywriting. I'd never even heard the word marketing at this stage. All I knew is this salon was either busy making money or it was dead. I stumbled upon a way of making money in the salon, which was simply writing letters. So I said, "Yeah, sure, of course, I'll do that for you." So I wrote these letters for Richard, who was an accountant. He wanted to sell software, accountancy software, to his database. So I basically copied a 3-step system letter that I've been using very successfully in the salon since as early as 1990-91. So I wrote these letters for this guy, and he was very happy with what they looked like and what they read like, apart from the grammar, which you can read about on the page. And I eventually came to the salon, picked up his letters, and we had agreed no price, nothing agreed whatsoever. We agreed no price at all, and I said, "Okay, let's go upstairs to my little tiny office," which was embarrassingly messy. We went up to the office upstairs, and I gave him the floppy disk with the final letters on, and he thanked me. And he said, "I know we didn't agree on any payment for this, so I'd like to give you this." And he gave me a white envelope, and inside the white envelope was £1,500. Now, I can tell you this right now, around 1995, when I had the salons, I was probably earning around £500 a week from my businesses. And £500 a week in those days was good. I had a good lifestyle, big house, 2 BMWs, all the usual trimmings, had all the nice stuff. But I was working incredibly hard. In fact, I worked out roughly, when I was making this video, roughly what I was earning, and it was £12.50 an hour. Now, what was interesting for me, almost jaw-dropping for me, it took me roughly an hour to write this guy's 3 small A4 letters. 3 letters, just with A4, around 300 words on each piece, 900 words. He'd actually paid me £1,500 for 1 hour's work. And for me, it wasn't even work, it was something that I just did in my spare time. In fact, I did it in between clients. I wrote these letters and I thought, oh my God, £1,500 for just doing something I've been doing all the time in the salon. So, to be honest with you, I didn't really give it a lot of thought at that point until somebody else asked me to do some marketing for them. And then someone else asked me to write some ads for them. Then the local car dealership, they asked me if I would write some letters for them, which resulted in around £1.2 million worth of sales of cars in those days. So suddenly I was in a situation where I could do a couple of these small jobs a week in between haircuts, and I was getting paid ridiculous amounts of cash. I mean, really ridiculous amounts of cash. Let's be honest, £1,500 an hour is an insane amount of money. And this was in the 90s. So eventually I got to the point where I was so bombarded with writing and creating marketing pieces and strategic campaigns for clients. I really wasn't having the time to run my 3 salons at that time. So I became faced with a decision, which is, do I do this full time and sell the salons, or do I just drop the copywriter and carry on with the salons? And I decided, because I was working almost 7 days a week in the salon, I was getting £12.50 an hour, I was supporting around 16 staff's lives through the salons. I thought, well, why not? I'll do it on my own for a while and see what happens. So since those early days, working as a writer, consultant, a strategy guy, in all kinds of businesses, over 400 industries, created more than one, this sounds such a cliche online these days, but this is true, more than one multi-million pound sales campaign for a client, and obviously generated huge amounts of cash for myself through something as simple as writing words. Now the real question you have to ask these days, can anyone do this? Well, actually I don't believe everybody can do this, because if you're not willing to commit to learning something new, if you're not willing to learn the art of writing copy, which is very different from writing, if you're not willing to practice every single day. I write around 1.5 million words every single year. I'm also a published author. I've just finished a 500-page training manual for the hairdressing industry. I've just finished a new book called The 5 Laws of Happiness. So I'm writing all the time. You've got to practice writing non-stop. And of course the important thing is that you have somebody who's already done it, who's been doing it for years, who has a track record, who can take you by the hand and show you how to do this. So despite the fact that I really don't call myself a copywriter, I am a copywriter by accident, or an accidental copywriter. And what this means for you is, since 2004 I've been sharing these skills with people just like yourself. This is actually the 12th year of doing mentor for people like you. Worked with some great people like Stephen, who was a student from Australia. He flew over from Sydney. Within his first 12 weeks, Steve generated, very smartly, very savvy, generated $90,000 in orders for his copywriting work. And I paid him over £15,000 just for writing copy for me and my clients. So this guy did brilliantly well. Adilis, who within the first 8 weeks of starting her copywriting business, she generated her first £2,000 invoice, and the client was very, very happy. And many stories like that, where copywriters, old and new, have taken their business to a brand new level, working on a mentor program with myself. So if you like the idea of earning £200 part-time, £400 part-time, $400 part-time, $2,000, if you like the idea of doing what, say, Gary did recently, sending out an invoice and getting paid £4,000 just for doing something almost part-time, this could be for you. Because the truth is, you don't really need any previous experience. All you need is the ability to be able to write the alphabet from A to Z. All you need to be able to do is have the ability to write what you would say in a conversation. All you have to do is have the ability to listen, to learn, and to apply and practice. Now, if you don't apply and practice anything, this is a waste of time. Don't waste your cash. One of the biggest problems copywriters have is generating clients. On Copywriter Mentor, I'll show you a way that I use to get clients like Jay Abraham and many other big clients, big corporation clients, big corporate clients into my small orange beetle business, and charge huge amounts as a high value exchange for the work that I did for those guys. They had a huge exchange for the work I did for them. Like the one client who invested £10,000 with me, who went on to generate 485,000 in sales. Like the other client who invested 5,000 on Mentor, who went on to fill his first seminar ever, property seminar, and generate a windfall of over 300 grand in a single weekend. So doing this kind of stuff can be done part-time or done full-time. For example, I can work anywhere I like. Now, I don't mean to sound like one of these cliche guys you see on the web these days, working on a beach or whatever. I've tried working on a beach, it's hopeless. Working with the sun's rays in your laptop or your phone and grip between your teeth, it doesn't really work for me. I personally, when I travel, I carry an iPad and I carry my iPhone 6 Plus, which has the bigger screen. And when I'm working, doing any copy for clients, doing anything else for clients, I simply work from these as long as I can get connected. No, I don't really work in cafes. We have a home in the Republic of Georgia where we sometimes, where we frequent a couple of times a year. But of course, sometimes I work when I'm there, sometimes I don't work, because the good thing with the world of writing copy is you can generate a huge amount of cash in a short period of time, which means sometimes you may not have to work for a couple of weeks if that's what you want. For me personally, I like to design my life, and I like my work to wrap around my life rather than my life wrap around my work. So copywriting can give you an extremely flexible life. It can give you an extremely wealthy life. It can give you extremely huge windfalls within a couple of days. For example, when I married my wife last year in New York, I did a little bit of work, small job, to pay for the wedding rings, the engagement rings, and of course the honeymoon and the wedding in New York. So the benefits from being able to do that are absolutely huge. Now, the question you may be asking is, if you do something like this, can you get clients? Listen to this. In the UK alone, there's over 5 million businesses. 5 million businesses all need sales messages, copy, written. In this village where we are in Hale in Cheshire, there's about 300 to 400 businesses just in this village alone. One client from this village where I live could keep me going for years if the deal is structured properly. I'll show you how to structure those deals. I'll show you how to get those clients. I'll show you how to get huge clients. I'll show you how to get small clients. But I can guarantee within this 12-week period on Mentor, you will have the ability to get clients for yourself. So if you like the idea of getting paid to write, if you like the idea of having you want to call it a job and a profession, call it what you like, that will wrap itself around your lifestyle rather than you have to live around your job, this is perfect. If you want something you can do at the weekend, write a couple of letters for say £500 or $500 and then do your regular job in the week, this is absolutely perfect. You can take this as high as you want or to any level that you want, it's entirely up to you. Now during these 12 weeks and 12 weeks support after, we'll be covering everything. I'll show you how to write copy. I'll send you a training set of me teaching a copy class over 2 days that you can learn from, all the details on headlines, body copy, guarantees, calls to actions, everything else. I'll send you a course that is so brilliant it will generate you £1 million client if you want that £1 million client. We'll also do something on social media this time, something I've never done on Mentor before, because the web has changed so dramatically. It seems to me, somebody sounds like they have a nice motorbike outside, I don't know if you heard that. It's the feedback we get from clients, from our businesses and so on, is that social media, whether we like it or not, is the new internet. Most people use social media wrong. We'll show you the way that we do it that is absolutely tested, thoroughly tested, 100%. It works and it brings our businesses, clients, as many or as few as we like. So basically, and you'll get templates for writing to clients, templates for responding to clients, templates for sending briefs to clients. You'll find out how to price things up properly. We'll even find out what you're worth per hour if you want to do this. So listen, Copywriting Mentor, if you're in the UK, we can now offer financing. Financing can be as little as £7.60 a day, but that's over 3 years. Is it worth it? Well, that's up to you. All I know is I can earn, thousands of pounds in a day writing copy, which would more than pay for anything at all that you're having to pay over 3 years. That's a decision you'll have to make with our finance guy if you're interested in that. But even if you pay up front like most of our clients do, is this an investment you should be making? Well, maybe you should ask Stephen, who took $90,000 after his investment. Ask Gary, who did $4,000 on his mentor. Ask Neelam, who did $30,000 after her mentor breakthrough sessions. Lots and lots of clients over 12 years who have done really, really well. Yes, some do fail. The ones who don't take any action, the ones who don't do any homework, the ones who don't do what I tell them to do and how I tell them to do it, those are the ones that fail. And unfortunately, they throw their cash away. Those that really apply this stuff, and it's easy, really easy, are the ones that succeed. Now, will you need any more cash outside the price you pay for a mentor? No, not really, although we do have a couple of days arranged down here at our HQ. You may want to stay overnight, or you may want to come and go. It's a mastermind session for you and the other guys on Copywriter's Mentor. So this is only an annual thing. I've changed it all completely this time. It's a little bit more personal, it's a little bit more direct, but it's a little more designed to make sure that you get your clients after 12 weeks. And of course you have the skills to do that. So Copywriter's Mentor is just $9,995 or around £7,700. What can you buy these days for that? Not a lot. A family holiday these days costs anything between £10,000 to £15,000. That's from the UK. And how long does that last? 2 weeks, then you work all year again to pay for the next 2 weeks again. Copywriting as a career or as a business, full-time or part-time, can give you as many holidays as you want to have. I should know because I've done it. Copywriting's took me around the world 6 times. 6 times flying first class, business class, and I've stayed in the best of places. So it's there if you want it. So look, this time limited offer starts very, very soon. There's only going to be a very small group. I never work with big groups. You will learn everything you need to know to build a small business or a huge business around the life that you want to design. So for me, this is an exciting mentor. This is a 12th mentor since 2004, 12th year of mentor, I should say. And I absolutely look forward to spending time with you over Skype, spending time with you face to face, and all the other stuff we have planned. Now, look, this, as always, modifies slightly as time goes on. So make sure you read the page, make sure you read the page again, and this particular one starts very, very soon. So read the page again for the start date, for the details, for the price. Email or call us at 0161 928 83028 at the office to arrange an initial call, or you can add me on Skype, Orange Beetle. Add me on Skype and let me know with a little note that you're inquiring about Mentor. Or of course the contact page is further down below, and the text messaging service is also on this page as well. So a couple of places, be very, very quick. Every year without fail, Mentor has sold out every single year for 12 years. So the decision is yours. How much longer can you afford to leave things the way they are? Are you happy the way things are? If you're not, this is a brilliant opportunity for £7.60 a day that you can work with me and build possibly an alliance and build future projects as well. It's all open. Let's talk. So I hope I can see you on this next Copywriter's Mentor for possibly the most exciting one I have done in this 12-year period. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this. This is Forrest Smith, Orange Beetle. Read the page if you need to know more. Thanks.